Actually, there we go. Before I begin this video, I want to wish that, I really hope that everyone had a Merry Christmas yesterday. You know, it was a good day for me, and I'm sure it was a good day for a lot of other people as well. So from the bottom of my heart, I hope yesterday was wonderful, and I hope that you will have, you'll never forget these days. You know what I mean? I don't even know. Yeah, sorry, the thing I'm about to talk about is a little difficult for me. Just bear with me. Yeah, I'll do my low and high max kinds first. I guess my low is the fact that yesterday really was. I did spend the day with family. That was fantastic. I guess my low is the fact that I kind of wish I spent more time with them, because these are family members that, like some of them work for Corning Incorporated and they live all the way in like Taipei because they have to work out there for them. Or some of them live down in Virginia. It's very rare I get to see these people. So, yeah, I guess I am a little bit downtrodden that, this was the last time I'll probably be able to see them for, Lord knows how long. But my high is the fact that, I had that experience at all. It was a very wonderful afternoon because we got to, my family's place we were celebrating, and they had like a massive like charcuterie board, like meat, cheese, fruit, all that stuff, different kinds of cheese spreads. There was like one cream cheese spread. There's like a block of cream cheese covered in a sweet pepper jelly. There was like one block of a brie cheese cooked in a little crock that was cooked with like raisins and craisins and like nuts. That was really good. Oh, I think it was like brown sugar maple syrup on that too. I don't know. It was really good. Let's see what else was there. There was like shrimp and cocktail sauce, chips and potato chips and a French onion dip. My cousin made, my late great aunt's legendary meatballs. There was spicy beef tips too. Oh, that destroyed me in my mouth. That is. Don't read too much into that. And it was great. Like, to my family, I presume you're probably traveling home today. If you are, drive safe, and hope I get to talk or see you again soon. Not to mention, my cousin that I got my Secret Santa gift for, he and his family really loved it. So that was great. And my act of kindness was, after, we got home, my father and I hung out for a little while, and we had leftover ham from Christmas Eve, so we had ham sandwiches. Although I made mine like a grilled cheese. I should probably tell you, I suck at making grilled cheeses. I always burn them. Sort of. I mean, completely. But I don't mind the charcoal taste. Oh dear. So, I mentioned how, I'm sure a lot of people had a wonderful day yesterday and are probably going to remember this as one of their fondest Christmas memories or whatever. I should probably say that for some people that's not always the case. In fact, yesterday a friend of mine was given the worst news ever. And that his father passed away on Christmas. And this friend of mine, well, here's the thing, it's Facebook. I have lots of Facebook friends, including this person. But, we talk like, we never actually like met each other. But every time he makes a Facebook post, it's always some of the most positive, uplifting stuff ever. Like, to put things into perspective, you guys see me and watch me. I try and be fun and genuine and funny and, positive and, let's go, right? This guy makes me look like a sourpuss in comparison. So when I say that this is truly devastating for him, I'm being serious. In fact, to just show off how important this person is to me, one of the things he likes to do is come up with like top fives of like sports related stuff. He actually inspired me to come up with, maybe in my videos I should do, top fives or maybe even Mount Rushmores of the things that I like. So yes, stuff like my Mount Rushmore of Christmas specials and movies, or my original Magnificent 7 episodes of Hot Ones video, like those were all inspired by him. So when I say he's been a positive influence on me, I mean it. And the fact that this person lost his father is just nothing short of awful. So needless to say, I will be dedicating this video to him and his family. And to show that, he's not alone, I would like to share a Christmas memory of a similar situation that I've had. Now, I want to make one thing clear. I have lots of Christmas memories, both good and bad. I'm sure we all do. Like maybe someone didn't get a gift that they wanted, or maybe there was like a relatively heated argument on like politics or something like that. The point is, everyone has experiences, both good and bad, associated with Christmas, as do I. But what makes this memory so important, in both a good and a bad way, is yes, I too have had a family member die on Christmas. And yes, I will forever associate, some Christmas memories with this. But the thing about it I'll never forget the most, it's that it is my earliest Christmas memory. I'll never forget this. I was about 3 years old. I want to say I was 3 years old. See, luckily I'm one of those birthdays where the last digit of the year is pretty much how old I am. So let's say, for example, it's 2021 right now. I'm 31. Although I will be turning 32 in a couple of days. But semantics. The point is, whatever the year number is, the final digit of that year, you can pretty much guess my age from there. So I want to say this was 1993, but again, I could be wrong. And I'll never forget what happened. This was about maybe a half hour to an hour after my brother and I had finished opening up our Christmas presents. And, me being a little kid, just walking around, mind my own business. And I walked into the kitchen. I forget why I was in there, to be honest. I think I was just, walking around for the sake of walking around. And I was about to leave. And all of a sudden, the phone rings. And my father had answered it. Now, obviously, I really don't know everything that he was told of. But I do know what the result was. Because my mother had walked in and she asked what happened. And then my father very sincerely asked, very honestly and sadly said, that Aunt Dottie died. And I just remember my mom immediately being an emotional crying wreck. Like, I had actually seen my mother cry before, but this was something else. This was just awful. Like, I could not stand to see my mom like this. Now, full disclosure, I barely really have any memories of my Aunt Dottie, and I didn't really see her all that much. To be perfectly honest, I'll never forget what she looked like because she had like white, poofy, curly hair, kind of like old ladies like to do. And she actually also had a breathing tube through her nose. And it was years later when I found out why. It's the fact that she actually had a lung taken out. If you couldn't tell, this was during that time in American history when smoking really was the thing to do. Like, no one really, I mean, some people knew what the detriments of smoking were, but lots of people didn't. And obviously my Aunt Dottie was one of them. In fact, her husband, Uncle Nicky, who I'm named after, died because he was a heavy smoker too. I mean, I was never going to smoke anyway, but now I just have a better reason not to. And I'll never forget, as I was leaving the kitchen on that Christmas morning, I remember holding my hand up kind of like this, because I try to remember like I was 3 or something. That's why I like to say I was 3 years old when it happened. I mean, I could have been 4 too. To be honest, we always forget what year specifically she died. But the point is, I was really young, and yeah, this is my earliest Christmas memory. And you're probably saying, yeah, it is sad, and absolutely it is. But in a way, it actually is a good thing. Because this, by all accounts, was the very first time that I had seen or had been around a death in my family. And it is an important lesson, in fact, of life, that as much as we don't want it, it's going to happen. It is. I'm not going to pretend that I'm going to live forever. I mean, even with all of our advancements in medical technology, the average human lifespan is about 79 years. All I can do is hope I live that long and perhaps even longer. So, at least I can say that I'm making things in my life a lot more eventful now. Such as, again, making videos. Even though it doesn't look like much, I still feel it's something. But another thing I'll never forget is, and this is, if you recall, after my grandfather died, I asked my father a very important question, which was something I had been to ask him for many years. Because in every single instance that my father has ever been around death, be it my Aunt Dottie or his sister, or my aunt, both my aunts actually, or again, my grandfather, or even my neighbor's dog, he never once flinched. Ever. Not a tear. One would insinuate that, yeah, my father is an emotionless person who has a heart made of stone. But I wanted to get to the bottom of why that was. So around the time that my grandfather died, at his wake, I asked my father, you've been around death as much as you have, and, you never even flinched. So how do you do it? And he very calmly and sincerely told me, well, to be perfectly honest, I know it's going to happen eventually. I mean, it's not like it's never going to happen again. It's tough. But it's necessary that you got to stay strong and move on. And my father was right. And don't misunderstand me. the day that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm always going to be devastated when a member of my family dies or a member of my friend's family dies. But some deaths are always going to hit different. I can tell you right now that the day my father dies, I'm going to be about as big of a wreck as you would ever see me. But luckily, that's going to be a long time from now. My father's too much of a diehard Christian, stubborn idiot to die early. I mean, this is a guy who literally had sepsis and had to spend 2 weeks in the hospital, and 8 of those days were in the ICU. So it's going to be a long time before he goes. But I still have that experience of what happened to me when I was only 3 years old. To my friend whose father had passed away last night, you have my deepest condolences. You know, if you want to talk with me, you know where to find me. I mean, I'm on Facebook and everything. And needless to say, I'm dedicating this video to you and your family, as you deserve it. I guess as long as I'm here and I am wearing my jersey, I suppose I better make my NFL picks real quick. Oh, there we go. So I wound up being right about the Packers winning, and I wound up being wrong about the Colts winning. Man, I'm just not having the best luck with making picks lately, am I? Alright, so, I can just simply find the NFL schedule real fast. There we go. Alright, so, of my NFL picks today, let's see, Lions and Falcons. I think I'll pick the Falcons. No, I'll pick the Lions. They beat the Cardinals. They can beat the Falcons. Rams and Vikings. Rams. Jaguars and Jets. You know what? I might actually pick the Jets for this one. Giants and Eagles. Giants. Bills and Patriots. Let's go Buffalo. Ravens and Bengals. Ooh. You know what? I think the Bengals might have this. Chargers and Texans. Chargers. Buccaneers and Panthers. Bucs. Bears and Seahawks. I'll do the Bears. Why not? The Broncos and Raiders. I think the Raiders have actually been kind of on fire lately. I'll do the Raiders. See, Steelers and Chiefs. Chiefs. And tonight's game is the Washington football team versus my Dallas Cowboys. Come on, I'm picking my Cowboys. So, yes, my picks are as follows. The Lions, the Rams, the Jets, the Giants, the Bills, the Bengals, the Chargers, the Buccaneers, the Bears, the Raiders, the Chiefs, and my Cowboys. So, there you go. Like, favorite, check the subscribe button, follow me, subscribe to our YouTube. I'm very helping this video for all of you guys watching. Joe for today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Remember, you want to Tiger Channel be here to learn news. I'll be back. Take care and make good choices. And if for whatever reason you're not having the best time of year right now, keep it chill. Times will get better. Have a nice day.